I recently I saw the Flash season 3 trailer. I think I watched it about 4 times, 5 times. I wish that I'm not really the reaction type of person, and I feel like doing a reaction now would make no sense because I've already seen the trailer 5 times. So I already had my initial reaction, and I feel like it'd be lackluster now. I'd just be sitting there staring at the screen, and that's not very interesting. But um, I'm really excited because we get to see. Okay, anyone who knows me, anyone who follows me on social media knows that when the Wally West promo shots came out with him as Kid Flash, I freaked out. Like, I was so excited. I'm not really a Justice League or Young Justice type of person. I don't really follow the comics or the television show. Is there a television show? I don't know. See, that's how little I know. But I saw the promo pictures, and I freaked out. I was so excited because this is the first time we got to see him realized. The theory is that he's going to keep his powers through Flashpoint, which I hope. It would really, really, really suck if they gave him powers in the first half of the season and then took them away when they got back to the regular timeline. It would suck so much. Oh my gosh, he needs to keep his powers. It's the only thing that would probably make me happy. That and West Allen happening, but that's inevitable. I need to see Kid Flash recognized in the main universe. It has to happen. It's logical. Let's see what else there was. There was Kid Flash. There was that black speedster, the one that was in the all black suit with the red streak. Him. I want to know who that is. I saw a theory that it might be Barry, but unless Barry can be in two places at once, he's done that before. But I don't know if you can have two Barrys at the same time in the same universe. Because the last time that happened, the other Barry disappeared, right? That's what happened when he was back in the house with Nora and the he's back in the house with Nora and the other 50 flashes. The one that was in the room behind the door, he disappeared when he saved Nora. So I don't think you can have two flashes in the same time in the same universe. And I don't think they can acknowledge each other. I think one would disappear. It's a possibility that the Black Flash can be Barry. I don't know how they would probably have to explain that because I don't know too much about how that would work. So we have Wally, we have the Black Flash. That sounds so weird to say. We have the Black Flash, we have Reverse Flash, who's in captivity right now, but someone made a theory that I also kind of suspect, because apparently he's supposed to make an appearance on the Legends of Tomorrow. I almost said the Tomorrow People. That's not on the air anymore. The Legends of Tomorrow. He's supposed to make an appearance there with the Legion of Evil. Is that what it's called? I don't know. So that means he's going to break out and just kind of mess with everything. That seems highly believable because that's kind of his thing. That's what he does. So that's going to happen. We haven't heard anything about Caitlyn. So either they haven't come up with a storyline for her yet, or she's going to be Killer Frost. I'm hoping it's Killer Frost because they have given her zero storyline lately that doesn't revolve around a man. And I would really like to see her and Iris also have their individual storylines. Because as of now, the women are kind of interlocked with the men in the show, and I really wish they wouldn't do that. Even one of the producers, I don't know which one it was, the name escapes me at the moment, but he was asked if Iris would make an appearance on one of the crossovers, and his response was, that's something that future us is going to have to discuss. And it's like, why don't you just put her in the crossover? Apparently, we're going to get Felicity in episode 2 for some reason. God knows why, because none of us asked for this. But if she can be in every single crossover, why can't we have Iris? I know that they feel like, oh, we can't have too many women because it becomes less about the men and their playtime. It's like, Iris is important too. I don't understand how they can have an entire scene in a crossover episode that take place in Star Labs and Iris is nowhere to be found. That makes no sense. And the last time she was in a crossover episode, she was just fawning over trash-ass Oliver. It makes no sense. So, anyway, they're going to have a crossover, which I'm probably going to skip because I don't care about the crossovers at all. And, let's see, Cisco's going to be a billionaire. I think he may be in charge of the particle accelerator. Although if it exploded, I can't see him maintaining his billionaire status. I feel like he would lose money if that happened. I think Harrison Wells had the particle accelerator explosion. He was in charge of it. I think that he disappeared into obscurity afterwards because he couldn't face the shame. But I do think that Cisco still has his powers. That's a given. Cisco still has his powers because he has his powers in every Earth, every dimension, every timeline. He has his powers. I do think he sold a lot of his inventions and became a billionaire. I think he's in the science industry, making technology and all that. And that's how he became a billionaire. But I also think he helps Kid Flash on the side, which explains how Iris knows him, but Barry doesn't, because why would Barry know him? He's not the Flash anymore. I know that Joe, as of now, is not connected to the Kid Flash storyline, because he doesn't know that his son is Kid Flash, and he's not really as tight-knit with his kids as he is in the original timeline. Right now, because of the teaser, it's so hard to judge what's going to happen in season 3, because the teaser is the equivalent of everything they filmed in the first 2 weeks. So if you can imagine, that's 3 episodes tops? That's nothing. That's not even a dent in the entire storyline. They haven't even filmed the conclusion yet. So for all I know, the season might end, oh, right, Alchemy, that's one of the big bads this season. Some people have a theory, mine included, that Alchemy is Julian, which is Tom Felton's character. Tom Felton, as of now, doesn't really know what's going on with this character, but it's possible. It's fully possible that he's lying, or they just haven't revealed in the script that Alchemy is Julian. Some people are saying that Alchemy is a completely different character, but as long as the show's been around, there hasn't been a big bad that we haven't already known about. The big bad has never been someone we haven't seen before. With Eobard, he was he was Harrison Wells, just in a different body. It's always someone we see, we just don't know, They're always in the background, always kind of lurking. So that's important to remember. What else? Barry eventually is going to bring the timeline back to normal. That's a given. They're not going to stay in this timeline forever because it wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't work as a series. Plus, it would get old kind of fast. We'd be worrying about, okay, can we move on from Flashpoint? Maybe, because I kind of liked Earth 2, and I wouldn't have minded if they stayed there, but we can't always get what we want. As of now, I have no expectations. I did see the Flashpoint movie. It was excellent. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. And what else? Definitely watch Flashpoint the movie. It's not... they said they're going to stray away from it for the show, which makes sense because there's no way they could bring in Thomas Wayne and the Atlanteans and the Amazonians and Green Lantern and Superman and Cyborg, all these people into the show just for 8 episodes. That's so much work, and they just cast Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, like, recently. So that's not happening. They said that they're going to do their own thing. Good for them, because that's a really hard thing to accomplish by themselves. I wish them the best of luck. I'm sure they'll do fine. So what are your theories? I'm really curious to know. If anyone has any suggestions as to what I should talk about next, or maybe we can discuss it in future episodes. I can't wait until the season starts. I'm gonna have so much to talk about. So yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that, and I'll check you later.